welcome to a very special edition of Lajes Now. I'm going to be your host today, Missy Schmidt from the fabulous FSS Squadron and the AFRC Center over at Lajes Air Force Base. And today I have Miss Paulette Burnard, who is hanging up her shoes after many years of working with and around our military folks.
Right.
So welcome, Miss Bernard.
Thank you. It's so nice to be sitting here and not there.
Oh my gosh, I can tell you I would much rather be there than here.
Well, we've done that before.
We have, and it worked out really great. Let's switch.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I guess really, since we are now concluding your Silver Service
I am.
Life, I would like to know how it all began.
How it all began.
How did you start out doing what you're doing?
I don't know exactly at what point I started doing what I'm doing, whatever it is that
you're doing.
that I'm doing. But I think my first job, maybe it sort of influenced what I'm doing now. I'm not quite sure how. But when I was in college, I worked as a flagger for a crop duster.
A what? A flagger for a crop duster?
For a crop duster, right,
Oh.
right. So it was in a small agriculture desert community in California. I think I was the only female on the crew. Would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, get in the pickup truck, take us out to the cotton fields. The crop duster was there with its tanks loaded with DDT, because in those days, back in the day, we didn't know DDT was a bad thing. So the crop duster would take off, I'd have flags, I'd be at one end of the field, say, this is the way that you fly, you know, and my pals would be at the other end and they'd have flags, you know, and so the crop duster kind of knew how to keep track of where he was dusting. So
I'm totally picturing you just
waving
flags.
It was wonderful, you know, and since I was a cheerleader in high school, while I was waiting for the crop duster to come back, I had the flags, you know.
Oh,
I don't
making
know.
it fun.
Yeah, I'm making it fun. That's what it was all about, right?
Now, I do know a little bit about you, and I think one of the most fascinating things is you are actually active duty at one time.
Right.
Can you please explain that and discuss that? Because this is amazing.
Yeah, amazing to you, really?
It is.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know that I was a Marine, Vietnam era Marine.
Yeah, I think that's just amazing.
And so that was kind of interesting. It was cool. So yeah, it was all part of my journey.
That's how you kind of started in the active duty world, correct?
Yeah, right.
Now, you are known for your marketing skills. Fabulous marketing skills. How did you get started?
I think I can answer that question. I worked for the Department of Labor in California, and my job was actually to work with people who needed job training, who were unemployed due to plant downsizing. Maybe they didn't have enough skills, you know, to really be competitive in the market. So I developed employment programs and training programs for them. So after all these people were trained, they needed jobs. And so my job was to go out into the community, into the business community, and kind of try to make a match between, you know, businesses and the newly trained people. And I realized at that time that they were my product, that I had to go to business meetings and I didn't have brochures, I didn't have anything, I was just talking. So I kind of sort of developed, you know, marketing strategies so that I could present these people who needed jobs and who were qualified for jobs, present them in the best possible light. So that is essentially marketing. So I just sort of moved forward with that. My boss appreciated what I was doing, so she enabled me to go on to UC Berkeley to take some marketing classes, which was a whole lot of fun. So that's essentially how I did that.
I love that. So you marketed your people.
I did.
For the employers.
I did.
That is
absolutely
excellent.
Right. Then an opportunity came up through a very interesting set of circumstances. Sometimes when one door closes or you get not very comfortable in a situation, it opens up new opportunities. And that's essentially what happened. A friend of mine a friend of mine told me about a marketing position at Travis Air Force Base. And I thought, oh no, I don't, I'm kind of doing this, I like this. And she said, no, you need to apply for it. And coincidentally, if there is any such thing as a coincidence, I was working with a retired chief. And I said, Chief, this opportunity has come up, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. He said, are you crazy? He said, going to work for the Air Force is gonna be the best thing that you can do. And he was right.
Looking back, one of the best advice you ever got?
Absolutely, absolutely. I was so close to not doing that. And it changed my life. I mean, in such a positive way. Every single thing that I think after that moment that happened to me it was just wonderful.
Well, it's taken you all over the world.
Yes,
hasn't it?
It has, absolutely. Yeah, I've had a chance to, to travel throughout Asia because I was in Hawaii for a while. So lucky to go to Aviano, so I lived in Europe for 5.5 years. And then to end up here, I mean, I could not have ever dreamed of anything being as significant, as fulfilling, just amazing. And it's not just the island, which is tremendous. It's just every single person that I come into contact with every single day. It has just been amazing. I think I have to say something to MJ and Avellino. Every Saturday I would go to their home, and they have an organic farm. It used to be a garden when I first got here, and it grew and grew and grew, literally and figuratively grew. And I learned so much from Avellino about organic food, gardening in the natural way, and it literally changed my life. Up until that point, vegetables, whatever, but now I don't feel right unless I have organic vegetables. And I learned so much, and I will take that with me for the rest of my life. When I meditate, or when I need to calm myself down, our MFLAC counselors know that we need to find a place in our mind where we go, and where I go is here. But I go to MJ and Avellino's wild garden in the back of your house. It is so beautiful, it is pristine, it is the most natural place to be. To understand the relationship that we have with our environment, how pure it can be, and how totally fulfilling that it is. And so that is something that I will always take with me. I'll take the smiles that I get from all of you, the conversations that we have, the support. Where's Anna? I've spent so much time in the library, getting DVDs, getting books. Anna knows what I like to read. It's just been amazing for me. Being in a place where the pace is natural, where it's quiet, where the air is good, I think it influences us. It certainly influenced me. The way that I approach life now is different because it's with a sense of calmness. It's with that sense of serenity that this is how it can be. And those of us that are truly privileged to spend a little bit of time here, it's take advantage of it. Just keep it with you forever. Those of you who live here, you know how good it is. And I just want to thank you for sharing it with me, sharing yourselves with me, coming to work every day and seeing you. Hi. There they are with tissues, you know.
I love how you say it's the way life should be. Or no, it could be or something.
Good enough.
This is the way life should be. You know, like,
yes.
It's.
And you're bringing up your son here.
Yeah, I sure am. Tissue.
Props, please.
Thank you. Darn you, Paulette. So, okay. Please tell us what is Paulette going to be doing in the future? What does the next step of Paulette look like?
You know, I'm not really sure. I've been giving it a lot of thought. I know that whatever it is that I'm going to be doing and planning for my future, for a while is also going to be reflecting on where I've been, because it's a continuum, you know. And I will be going to the next step. I used to cook. And when I get back home and I reunite with my family, I reunite with my friends, I'm going to start cooking again. We had a cooking show here. It kind of inspired me, I think. I'm going to have to learn how to live in the United States again.
Oh, oof. That's scary.
After like 15 years of being away, yeah, it's like, oh, okay, this is what it's like. So I hope to do that. I wrote a movie script. Anna helped me. She ordered all the books that I needed to help me learn how to write a movie script. I'm going to sell that darn thing.
Well, you also wrote a book, correct?
Yes, I edited a book on etiquette. Which fork do I use? You know, so right. So that's doing fairly well right now.
Oh, it's so funny because all my fork knowledge comes from Pretty Women. 3 forks, the solid fork. I know everyone's seen that scene in Pretty Woman.
I love it.
So okay, you have been at Lajes and received many awards. You were part of the FSS that had received 2 Eubanks. Mm-hmm. I know you received I think it was an IG Superior Performance. Mm-hmm. Out of everything that you have accomplished, what is your proudest moment?
I think whenever the marketing team is recognized, makes me very, very proud.
You have an amazing team. Kudos. Yeah.
It's been an interesting synergy. We each have our talents, and we pulled together. The thing that we share, I think, is a word that's sometimes overused, and that's passion. These guys have passion. And it was so inspiring. I mean, we would get together over coffee in the morning. And
I never saw you there.
And think about what we would do next. What would we do next? Anticipate what the community wanted. I mean, really focusing on the mission, really understanding that this was our community. And how do we make our community better? And how are we going to contribute to the mission? And we would come up with ideas. I mean, we came up with the Lajes Now show and the What's Cooking at Lajes show and the Summer Quest and Winter Quest and all of the promotions that we do.
You guys did great. Like, I know one day that all AFN was off and the only channel that was working was the CAC channel. By gosh, I learned how to make Alfredo. I learned how to make gumbo, peach cobbler. Right. I was like, oh my goodness! Thank you for that.
Well, I'm glad that AFN went off then, so that you
were inspired. I was just like, I learned how to wrestle MMA style. Like, I got it all just from all the shows you've done. So I know, like, I truly appreciated it. Mm-hmm. So thank you. Next adventure, California.
Right.
Living life, drinking wine.
Drinking
good wine. Napa Valley wine.
Napa Valley.
You know what? I say good wine. I don't know if Napa's as good as Portuguese wine.
Well, I can tell you that I do know. The answer is no, it's not. and it's enormously expensive. So I have to say I shipped a few bottles back.
You know what? You did it right. That is, I hear people like they'll ship 200 bottles back with them.
Gee, we could do that?
Yeah, I know.
I wonder if there's still time.
So, my last question for you, out of watching all your shows, at the very end, you always say ciao from Lajes Now.
Right.
How did that start?
Well, when I first got here and I was kind of learning about the culture, I forget who it was that told me that the Brazilian Portuguese watched Italian soap operas. I said, what? Yeah, it is a small world. And that's how the Portuguese learned how to say ciao. And I thought, well, I was in Italy and I say ciao all the time, so I said, oh, I can still say ciao because it's a cool word, And then, being in marketing, I like things that sort of rhyme, and have a flow. So the show is like, okay, that kind of rhymes. Ciao from Lajes Now.
And it was good, and I know it was your catchphrase, and
right.
I always just wondered, how did that start?
Yeah, that's the story.
So as it started is how it should end. Paulette, I suck. I really do at these, and I'm sorry. It has been great knowing you, and I do look forward to seeing you in the future. So
with that,
ciao
from Lajes Now.
Department of the Air Force presents the Award for Meritorious Civilian Service to Ms. Paulette Burnard in recognition of her distinguished performance as Marketing Director, 65th Force Support Squadron, 65th Mission Support Group, 65th Air Base Wing, Lajes Field, Azores, Portugal, from 12 October 2008 to 28 August 2015. During this period, the outstanding performance, professional competence, and ceaseless efforts of Ms. Burnard resulted in a world-class marketing program, which answers the needs of Lajes Airmen. Ms. Burnard led a team of 3 to provide multimedia advertising, resiliency messages, news, emergency messaging, newcomer information, and integrated, cohesive leadership messages. Her innovative initiatives turned force support marketing into a wing force multiplier. She conducted focus groups, surveys, and interviews to gain insight into the airmen's needs before finding ways to answer the call. Ms. Bernard's outstanding leadership, exemplary foresight, and ceaseless efforts were instrumental in the team's selection for numerous awards and superior performance nominations, to include the Air Force UBank Award 2013. The distinctive accomplishments of Ms. Bernard reflect great credit upon herself and the United States Air Force.
Isn't anything special at all, unless if it's hanging up on your wall and you'll bring memories back.
Oh dear.
I mean, most of the people don't know most of the things we did, but we've done a lot during this 7 years that she's been with us. So, to have memories, this is what we have to do.
Oh, you can award me. Okay. Here's another word that's overused all the time, and that word is awesome. People just use it so much that it gets diluted. I'm going to say that this is awesome.
For 7 years as an FSS, we're not going to.
Thank you.
We're not going to take that away from you. So, on behalf of all of us, I'd like to present you with this and wish you the very best.
Thank you. Thank you.
And go on at it. All the best as you transfer into your next venture in California.
Thank you so much. Now this is also a beer opener, is that,
It
is that
is,
correct?
it is indeed.
Okay, so
And I've tried it, it works.
It works, okay. That's what counts. I want to thank all of you for coming. This is amazing. And what I really wanted and what I got was to see every single one of your faces again. And this is what I'm going to take with me. And Paula's going to help me because literally take this with me. And I thank you. I thank you so much for sharing your lives with me, sharing our successes. I mean, that meant a lot. And so I wish all of you and all of us the best, because we're all transitioning. And we are all going to be involved in change, because that's the one thing that we know is going to be constant. So I wish for all of you in your new adventure, your new life, that you find fulfillment, that you find happiness, and that you stay in touch with each other. So thank you. Obrigado.
I am. You are such a role model to me as a leader and as someone who I model my own career path after. You've had an incredible ride with people who love you, and that's a really beautiful thing. I don't know what else to say other than I think that there aren't many people in this world who can say that they loved their job as much as you did, and that is incredible. Anyway, love you, Mom. Bye.